Hi, I'm Talia Douglas,
Hi, I'm Sarah Manuel.
and today we're talking about the interdisciplinary team meeting vlog assignment. So, Sarah, after watching the video, do you think the team members display characteristics of a good interdisciplinary team that focuses on benefits of the patient's outcome?
Well, I don't think that all the team members demonstrated what the 10 principles of good interdisciplinary teamwork should look like, since many of them did not really take criticism well.
Hmm.
For example, the doctor had mentioned that she wanted the patient to be discharged soon, and the PT informed her she did not believe the patient would be ready to be discharged for at least another 2 weeks. Instead of receiving the feedback well, the doctor kind of showed nonverbal communication that came off as though she was upset about it, instead of being able to reflect upon it.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and also during the meeting, the occupational therapist did not seem prepared with having had defined outcomes that she was able to use to provide feedback to the other team members within regards to the patient. And the 10 principles of good interdisciplinary teamwork suggests always being prepared with good quality outcome measures to present to the team. So, during this meeting, the doctor made the direct decision that the patient should be discharged home due to her having been in the hospital for 2 weeks already. However, the PT and the OT expressed their concern for the patient and that they should extend her stay. Why is it important for the interdisciplinary team to understand each other's roles in the discharge plan?
Well, one of the most important components to an interprofessional healthcare team is to realize that each member assumes a leadership stance. It's mentioned in the article of the interprofessional leadership in healthcare environment that effective interprofessional collaboration is linked to the improved patient outcome.
Huh.
So, at the beginning, the doctor established the leadership role by mentioning that the patient should be discharged. But the OT and the PT were able to address their concerns and apply their knowledge to begin problem solving. The PT works with the patient with movement and mobility. The OT works with active daily living, such as dressing, bathing, cleaning, all that. Therefore, these roles are able to report that the patient is not functionally ready for discharge. The nurse is with the patient throughout the day, providing medical attention. She mentions that the patient has not been removed from her catheter and that she hasn't been trained for a bowel movement program. The psychologist mentions that the patient has no support at home due to the parents not visiting at the same time. The case management has a huge role in the patient discharge, and with the patients not being able, or the patient's parents not being able to support her, there's no one really to take care of her.
Mm.
Yeah, but being able to collaborate uh, and have a center of the patient's need and using teamwork to problem solve is essential to ensure the best for the patient. But what would you say is the most important? Was the most important? Was it? What would you say is the importance of a team member working together?
Well, according to the interprofessional leadership in the healthcare environment, the need for interdisciplinary teamwork is increasing as a result of a few different factors. The factors include a population with more complex needs associated with chronic diseases, as well as the increasing complexity of skills and knowledge required in order to provide comprehensive care to the patients, and the pursuit of continuity of care within the move towards continuous quality improvement.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and with the growing need for good quality care, it's important that our healthcare workers grow equally in their knowledge and ability to communicate with each other so that the patient gets the best outcome. After reviewing the meeting, do you think that the interdisciplinary team communicated and worked well together to come to a conclusion? And do you also think that the team dynamic might affect the outcome of the patient if they're not able to communicate well?
Well, the meeting between all the healthcare professionals allowed me to understand how the discharge session will go for as a future PT. However, watching the meeting, I realized that the communication between the OT and the rest of the group was unprofessional. One of the fundamental components of interdisciplinary teamwork is collaborating, open communication, and shared decision making, as mentioned in the article of 10 Principles of Good Interdisciplinary Teamwork.
That's really interesting. Just tell me more about that.
So the OT interrupted members of the team many times, which can be really frustrating to all team members. The PT was explaining her interactions with the patient, and the OT took over the topic and expressed her interactions instead of listening and adding additional information when she was done. It was mentioned in the same article that communication includes all team members feeling as they could listen, as well as speak within a team context. Listening and respecting roles in an interdisciplinary team is essential for the best outcome for the team and the patient.
Mhm.
But with that being said, do you think that team members could improve on their interdisciplinary communication?
Well, after having read the 10 Principles of Good Interdisciplinary Teamwork article and learning what the values they have set are that lead interdisciplinary team communication in the clearest and most meaningful way, I do think that the identified leader, who in this case is the doctor, needs to have a more clear direction and vision for the team and provide more support to the other interdisciplinary team members.
I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, and I think that there should be values set for the goal of helping the patient and that these values should be consistently portrayed. There should be a better atmosphere that includes trust and value of the other team members, and most importantly, that the meeting provides quality patient-focused services with documented outcomes and the utilization of feedback in order to improve the quality of care. After all that's been discussed, how did the team members overcome their differences and respect each other's point of views?
So, one of the biggest components of the 10 principles of good disciplinary teamwork is to respect and understand the roles of other team members.
Right.
To have a understanding of how the roles have potential to impact the patient, practitioners should also be aware of how their role fits within the team and the team members and also differs from other team members. This will allow for a more dynamic team environment where everyone can be heard and trusted to make the best decision for the patient.
Thank you, Talia, for your input. I really appreciate it.
Of course, I really enjoyed discussing this topic with you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.